Welcome back to another episode of Desire to Inspire, yo mama's favorite podcast. Typically, it's quiet hours in the house right now.
They're probably pissed right now. Actually, I hear them moving around now.
They live. We good, baby. You know what this week is?
Do you guys have quiet hours in the house for real?
No.
If I had to guess.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Guys, it's quiet hours. Somebody call the landlord.
The only thing we have in this house is Thursday chores, and that's because Friday is trash day. And I feel like growing up, we always did like extensive cleaning on Thursdays or whenever trash day was. And
Did you have chores growing up?
Yeah.
I didn't have chores. It was just like whenever my dad said go do something, we had to go do it.
Well,
It wasn't like,
had
here's
that
a
too.
list of chores to do.
Yeah, no, there would be
He's like,
times
when
where
I fucking tell you, go do it.
there would be times when they would be at work or something. They would leave us like a list of stuff to do on the table. Had to make sure that shit was done before they came home.
Did you ever not?
Probably.
I was too afraid.
I feel like I did it every time. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, me too, because I was afraid.
My sister will give me an accountability check here. She'll text me and let me know like if I fucked up.
She's definitely going to dock you.
Typically does.
100%.
Yeah, it's just it's weird to see, which I didn't even know we were going to talk about this, but it's weird to see how people are growing up nowadays versus like how we do, because I feel like there was way more like discipline and structure growing up, just not like in the sense of like you blah 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 blah, but like I feel like there was a sense of respect when it came around certain things, where now I just feel like kids are out there just doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, but do you feel like that because that's what you hear? Like, how many kids are you actually observing on a day-to-day basis?
Not a lot of kids.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what they're actually like.
Yeah, but the ones I'm around, it just seems like they just do whatever the fuck they want.
But how many are you around?
I don't know, dude. I didn't count.
I only see, like, my brother's kids ever. Or, like, hear, like, what they say about their friends.
Yeah, I'm not around a lot of kids.
And even then, it's not like I'm around them that much.
True.
When I am around them, they're acting wild because they can get away with it because I'm in town.
That is a fact. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about, folks, but it seems to be that way. I don't know, seeing kids out in public and then the ones that I know as well just gives me that sense.
Dude, honestly, my head went somewhere else right now. I was focused on, like, I wonder what my balls look like in my camera right now. You were talking about my calves in these pants, and then I'm like, I wonder how to smash my balls like this right now because my legs are just spread in front of this camera.
My boy got on tight pants today.
Always, dude.
From this angle, you can't really see him, so.
I mean, I'm planning on cutting from the waist up now regardless because now I'm self-conscious about it.
All right, on where I was going to take this episode in the beginning, it is fight week, baby. Sugar Sean O'Malley is about to fight.
I still can't believe you're not going to be there.
Yeah, I know. I do and don't regret it. I only regret it right now because my watch still isn't fucking here, and I want my watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I really thought you were going, man.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a tough one, but we're gonna get the fights here. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna enjoy it. We're still gonna have fun, and we're gonna see Sugar defend that belt, keep that belt, and do his goddamn thing.
Is he projected to win right now?
I think so. Yeah.
I like when he's not projected to win because then I bet on him.
Yeah. I still don't do no betting. We were in Nashville this past week.
I told you to bet with me last time he fought.
I know.
Is that the last time he fought? Was your birthday last year?
No. He's fought one other time.
Okay. Because I remember we bet on him when my dad was here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm just not a big bettor. It's not something that I like to do. I don't like that risk.
Well, the first time I bet on him, I had a free bet. And I ended up winning like $400 on a little bet. So now I just bet on him every time.
We were in Nashville, and those guys that I was with love fucking. Well, some of them love fucking betting.
Yeah, I've got guys like that in my group.
The one guy was telling me his like betting story, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't really care for it in the beginning. Started off with $10, and then it was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Then I went to Vegas, did this, and this. Ended up walking away with like $4,500, and now I just don't get a thrill unless I place like bigger bets. So he places like $500+ bets.
I mean, it'd be different if he said, I took that $4,500 and that's all I used to bet, and once it runs out, I'm done.
No.
But I'm going to use Robert as an example here. Sorry, but if for any reason you hear this. But he's a huge sports bettor. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm talking like the most obscure sports you can think of. This guy's throwing money on it.
Badminton.
And so I asked him, because you can go into your app and see like what your positive or negative is. Like you can see plus and minuses. And I asked him, like, do you think you're up or down lifetime? He said, oh, I'm definitely down. And I know that this guy's been up before. So to think that he's down is crazy. But he's also had to ban himself from the Jack Casino before.
Oh my
You can
God.
go in there and tell him, like, don't let me in.
Really?
And they put you, like, your ID. They'll take your ID and, like, put that you can't come in for 6 months. It's like a 6-month ban.
I was going to say, what is he like, don't let me in for 3 months, and then they try and let him back in?
Well, he used to be out there all the time.
Holy shit.
Like, and now he lives closer, but he used to be out there all the time. So he said I would just swing by after work, or like I'd swing by just randomly, and I would just end up being there.
Yeah, that's one thing. I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole because that
I
shit.
would never go to the casino by myself.
No. Hell no.
Ever. I like to go for the camaraderie. And as soon as I lose $50, I'm fucking livid, dude. I'm out of there.
Yo.
I'm just upset.
Yeah, I could not go to the casino by myself, but I definitely, and luckily we don't have it in South Carolina, but I could definitely see myself getting on the sports betting app and just doing that while we're watching Sunday football now, especially with fantasy and stuff. Only
I'm
North
not even
Carolina.
in fantasy.
That's sad.
And then we did a Survivor League. Rob did a Survivor League where it's $25. You pick one team a week. If you win, your team wins, you move on. If you lose, you're out.
You're already out.
43% of our league picked the Bengals.
Could you buy back in? Oh,
we're out in week 1. Me, Justin, Brian, everybody's out in week 1. And what's crazy is I had the Saints because they were playing the Panthers. I was like, that's an easy one. And then the guy I worked with was like, yeah, but like they're probably gonna win again. Like just take the Bengals. It's an easy one, and then like you don't have to worry about picking them again, and that's your team. You like, and you don't have to worry about it later in the season. Like you're right. I mean, knock this out now. It's an easy win.
Oh.
And it should have been an easy win. It wasn't an easy one.
Yeah, you should have stuck with what you.
Yeah, it was a blowout. I know.
Yeah.
Mandy's still in.
Is she? Tone called me over the weekend, and he was like, "Hey, how do you watch football? I'm trying to look into it, and like I just can't figure out like how you watch football." And I was like, "Well, you could get Sunday Ticket, but that's like super expensive. You could use a site that maybe you shouldn't admit that you're using."
Stream East?
Yep. And then you can get it.
We'll bleep that.
And then you can get it on your like regular local channel if you have cable. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, I don't have any of those. He was like, I've been searching, and he said that on a Reddit thread that he was like looking into like how to watch the Browns game or whatever. Guess how much it would cost now if you wanted to watch every single game of the team that you root for?
Probably $400.
$890 or $800 and something dollars. It's almost like $1,000.
You'd almost be better off just going to the bar.
Yeah, because Sunday Ticket doesn't have all the games anymore. That's why they're in the lawsuit and lost it. So they're figuring something out.
Did you see the DirecTV thing last night for the game? That they're like in a contract dispute with Disney. So we were trying to put it on at my job last night, and DirecTV, we have DirecTV at work, and it pops up and says Disney doesn't want you to watch the game, whatever. So we're not like it was something crazy like that on their screen. Like when you go to watch the game, it's like Disney doesn't want you to watch the game. So until we can settle our contract dispute, we're not streaming it.
Dude, that's insane.
I was like, this is nuts, bro. They're throwing shots at Disney just right on the main screen.
That's crazy. Yeah, because then Amazon Prime has exclusive games. So if like your team is on that, then you're screwed. I think Peacock has one as well now. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. And then Sunday Ticket's like $150 a month to watch 4 games. Like you said, it's better to go to the goddamn
Unless
bar.
like you're one of the people who want to watch every game on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Because there is those guys where like Sunday Ticket makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you're not and you just want to watch like the 1 o'clock games, literally just go to the bar.
Yeah, it's insane, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to be able to watch it, though.
Does Tony even watch football like that?
So that's what he was saying. He's like, I want to get back into it. He's like, so I want to force myself to like watch it so that way I can like get that spark. And he
when
said
Nikki
that
posted, I saw him comment like nothing like football. I'm like, do you even watch football though? Like that literally, that was my thought. And then you're saying this, I'm like, does he even watch?
And so he told me, he's like, yeah. So right now I'm getting on the local channel the Carolina Panthers versus Saints game, and I was like, well, if that's the game you're using to get back in football, you might not come out successful. But yeah,
That ain't what I want.
it was a big sports week. Fantasy football draft was in Nashville. A lot of fun. It was really good seeing those guys and being out there.
Are those Dallas guys or college guys?
Connected through my buddy Matt in Dallas, and then we were all in his wedding. So it's his entire wedding party that does it. And
it's a big wedding party.
8 guys total. Like with
you
Matt.
have 8 people in the league?
Yeah.
I was thinking at 10.
No, 8-man league.
It's
So
still kind of a lot.
But fuck, you asked that. Now I forgot. Matt's bachelor party or Matt's wedding. We were in Nashville.
Mm-hmm. A lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'll just talk about it a little more. I don't remember. Maybe it'll come back to me.
You don't remember the trip?
No, I remember the trip. I don't remember what I was going to say, but it's along the lines of we were in Nashville. Definitely too long of a trip. Like, it could have been cut by a day.
Did you go on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesday to Sunday in Nashville is just crazy.
Yes.
But I was pretty, I was good. I got my workouts in.
Yeah, I saw you out there with a fucking
propane tank. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, so while we were there, we had this house that had like a pool in the backyard. So I was like, even in my Thursday daily drive-by, I was like, going to remain disciplined, brought my shoes. We got a pool in the backyard. I'll swim, and then I'll take my bike. I took it with me.
Oh, nice.
Brother?
You didn't ride or a Tilly?
When I say we was on the block, we was on the block, bruh.
Did you ride your bike?
No. I was scared to ride those streets, dog. We were in the ghetto of Nashville. So I had to go, and we bought a 2-day gym pass at a gym that's down the road. And so I rode the like stationary bike there. But
did you take your bike inside?
Yeah. And I made sure the door was locked the entire fucking time. And my boys from Georgia did not grow up like we did. And just like they could leave their doors open in their neighborhood and be fine. Their cars unlocked and be fine.
Like we did.
I'm like, bro, lock this fucking door when we're not here. Lock this door at night. Because again, like we all have valuable things in there. But like,
and also our lives are valuable.
Our lives are valuable. So the first night, I asked one of my boys, I'm like, hey, make sure you lock the back door since you guys are going to be out there. So that way the fort is locked. All right, I got you, bro. I got you. All right, good night. And so, again, I remained disciplined. There was one day that, like, I got after it. But, I mean, I still, like, restricted myself from that as well. So I go to bed, and I'm like, you know my OCD. And locking shit and making sure that the fort is locked at night is like one of my biggest OCD things, dude. Whether it's at night or I'm leaving, like I don't leave shit open. I come down the next morning and guess what's not done? The back door is not fucking locked. And I was like, God damn it. My bike is sitting right there. We're sleeping up there. Who knows what would have happened? We did make it. So then listen to this. The next day, we have to do the draft order. And so we always do like...
You should have stole some of their shit just to fucking... like, give it back at the end of the weekend, but just to, like, prove a point.
And so it is definitely, like, a neighborhood that you can see is, like, on the verge of switching. Like, our house was extremely nice. Yeah. Yep. And so the next day, we're doing the fantasy games to determine what our lineup is. And we have to do a 40-yard dash. They wanted to do, and we did, the 40-yard dash in the street. 8 white boys just running down, frolicking down the road.
I don't know if a 40-yard dash is frolicking.
Well, if you would have seen our times, we were pretty much frolicking. So there's people riding up and down on a bike. There's people that are looking, walking down the sidewalk. There's people that are posted up on the corner. Cars are driving by. No. Hell no. Cars are driving by and then slowing down as they pass us, and they're looking. And I'm like, dude, you guys don't know anything about the ghetto. Like, they don't like when people are on their block that don't belong.
They got to know that's an Airbnb, though. Like,
they have to.
Can't be the first people to come through there.
Yeah, and I, like, looked at the reviews, and all the reviews were great. But, again,
all the reviews said lock the doors.
They had like 4.9 stars, and somebody looked up the owner, and I guess he's a cop in the area. So maybe that even helps. I have no idea. But yeah, so 8 fucking
Might make it worse.
true. 8 little fucking white boys, some big boys, just doing a 40-yard dash. And there was this one guy, and he comes, this older black gentleman standing by us, and he's watching us run. And then my buddy is standing here, and he just got done. And he goes, damn, fat boy. Damn, fat boy, you slow. You slow, fat boy. And he goes, wow, this white boy's slow too. But he ain't as slow as you, fat boy. And he just kept saying it.
Was he getting pissed?
No.
He was eating it?
Yeah, he was just taking it, just like completely ignoring him.
Oh,
and this guy's standing there like, dang, this white boy slow too. But he ain't as slow as you, fat boy. I was like, oh my God.
Did you win?
I think there was time discrepancies because one dude clocked me at like, I'm going to make myself sound better here. No, not. Somebody clocked me at like a 5.4, and then somebody else clocked me at like a 5.9. We were running on the street in cement, or 5.4 and a 5.9. And then they're like, well, let's just split the difference. We'll give Fred a 5.7 or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, run it again. I was like, I'm trying to get inside. All right, let's go inside to our fort and just hang out.
You're really scared, huh?
I'm not scared, but like people don't like when you invade their environment. And we did not belong in that environment.
Where else would you run a 40-yard dash?
We could have went to a fucking park.
For one event?
We could have done it on Broadway and made it even more fun. That's what we should have done.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have been dope.
That would have been cool. Did you do the games the same day that you drafted?
Yeah, and so we went in the back.
Because if you go to Broadway, what are the odds you'll leave Broadway?
Yeah, no, very slim. So we go back into the house and we finish it out. It was like we played vodka instead of horse. Like there was a basketball hoop in the pool, so we did that. We did a beer pong tournament. We did cornhole, and we did flip cup. And so some of them were team events. If you got first place, you got like 8 points. Second point, 6 points, and then like third and fourth got 2 and 4 points. So that way there was no like tiebreakers at the end. I came in second place, so I ended up locking in first round draft pick. Got Christian McCaffrey. I'm leading this week, 96 to 74. I'm like, I got this in the bag. I got McCaffrey. He's got Kittle left. We're good. 1 hour before the game, guess who's not playing? Christian fucking McCaffrey. Guess who can't pick up a new player to sub him out? This fucking clown, because all of my players win. That's why I said clown, because of the wig.
So you couldn't drop anybody.
So I couldn't drop unless I wanted to drop McCaffrey. I'm not fucking dropping McCaffrey.
Yeah, somebody snagged him up quick.
So I was like, if I lose this fucking week because he's out. Nope. Ended up winning. Kittle had like 2 points.
Yeah. So I don't see Kittle going for 20.
With McCaffrey out, I didn't know. I didn't know if he would get more touches.
20's still tough.
Yeah. But so I ended up winning week 1. I think I got a good team. Got to be overall on the ESPN draft rating they gave me. So I'll take that. Why are you laughing?
That you look at the fucking letter grade.
Oh yeah, and then they put me in third for the league. So pretty pumped about it. We'll see what happens. So that's my fantasy week. Nashville, as always, Tootsie's. You will go down in history as my favorite place. As one of my favorite places.
I was like, damn, ever?
No.
You're about to say your favorite place of all time.
No. As one of my favorite places, I hope that there's a Tootsie's in heaven because it would be fucking awesome.
A Tootsie's in heaven is a crazy thing to say.
The world needs it, though. Like, everybody needs Tootsie's in their life.
I think it's out of the world. Like, we'd be out of the world at that point.
Could be.
I almost just knocked this cup off this.
But being in Nashville and training for this Ironman, I was very happy because
You're in Tennessee, baby.
I was like 85% dialed, and the only reason I couldn't have been more is because I didn't have a pool. So like I gotta talk to coach and see what he recommends for that. Is there like things that I can do outside? I don't know what I would.
He's gonna say go find somewhere with a pool.
I know, but I did. I went and got a gym membership, but there was none. Like the YMCA was the only one that had a pool, and they wouldn't let us go there.
Why?
They don't do day passes. So I tried to go there so that way I could get the swim in, but it didn't work.
Weird.
Yeah. But that kind of like brings me into a topic that I've been thinking about a lot. and it kind of revolves around like how we subconsciously train ourselves to think and act a certain way.
Okay.
But also like investing in yourself. And I guess we can start with that investing in yourself first. Because as I'm doing this Ironman, as I'm going through it, I realize like, dude, this is so fucking expensive. And I haven't even bought into the race yet. And so then it makes me think a level deeper of like, if people don't have the financial freedom, now I see why they could use that as an excuse or even a valid reason of like, well, I just can't do it. Like, I don't have the money.
Yeah, even like to budget for it and set aside is like a huge thing for that type of a race.
Yeah, because I
jumped in not knowing what it was going to cost. And I just signed up for the race and I was like, oh, wait.
There should be like a warning like, hey, you're going to invest
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I was going to say like probably like
I guess the longer you stay in the sport, the more that money goes down.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing one race, it's expensive.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I am a lot of money into this race. Like there's no, like the mindset that I have, like there is no quitting. There is no saying no because like
You're already too deep.
10 toes deep. And it really like made it come full circle because again, I bought the bike 4 months ago or whatever. So that doesn't like, I don't feel that anymore. Like that's already done and gone.
Yeah.
But then like you're buying the helmet, you're buying the water bottles, you're buying the glasses, you're starting to buy like the shoes. So I bought the shoes for the bike to do my clip-in workout. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I finally get to try the clip-ins, this and that. I pulled the shoes out of the bag, took my bike to Nashville.
The wrong clips.
They don't even come with clips. So then you got to fucking buy the clips separately. And so that's when it clicked. Like it is hard for anybody to do a 10K, a marathon, a half marathon. Like, dude, all that stuff is very expensive and not everybody has disposable income to spend. And so they use that as an excuse. But on the flip side, and this is where I think that we can have a good conversation about, is validating how it might seem expensive, but what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? And realistically, when you put it in perspective, the amount of dumb fucking money that we spend as humans can easily go towards a 5K, 10K, marathon, Ironman, but just do it at different levels or different tiers and like slowly build up to things. So that way it's sustainable and that way you can actually like follow through and do it without getting yourself in a huge hole because you got to buy all the gear, buy all the race stuff, etc. So I wanted to see, I mean, you've signed up for plenty of races and stuff like that. Is it just like, maybe you can think back to like one of your first ones, but is it still hard to make that investment, or how do you look at that investment now to justify spending the amount of money you do on the shoes, on the gear, on the supplements?
I'll preface the whole thing by saying it's easier. We don't have other responsible like people that we're responsible for. Mm-hmm. We don't have kids. We don't have all this shit. So like, I do understand there is people who literally can't even put money aside to do, especially like more of an Ironman type thing. For a run, I feel like it is different, but I feel like the investment gets more, like your investment's big at the beginning. I feel like as a runner, if you're going to stay in that sport, the investment gets bigger as you go on. Because in the beginning, you literally just need to get some shoes. Mm-hmm. Like if you just want to do one race, a 5K, 10K, you get a pair of shoes, you can do it.
Yeah.
You could probably do it in a pair you already have. But like the deeper that I get into it, I feel like I invest more because I want to get better shoes. I want to get different shorts. I need to get fuel for this. I need it. Like it just gets deeper. Like right now I'm in 50 plus mile weeks. I'm spending money on fuel. I'm spending money. I need more socks because I'm fucking burning holes through them. I need to get a new pair of shoes again because my trainers like, have too many miles on them. So like I'm already at it's like every 2-3 months I'm buying a new pair of shoes.
Damn.
And so it gets deeper. Obviously, like there's goals attached to it. So it's just something I kind of already allocate for. I know that this is kind of where I'm at already. Like this is the sport that I'm staying in. So it doesn't feel like a big investment, but I feel like it has the lowest barrier to entry though at the beginning too. So like if somebody wants to get into something, but you can invest in yourself in other ways. Like you don't have to it doesn't have to be money wise. It can be time wise. It can be whatever. So if somebody really wants to get in shape, they don't have to do this shit. You can go get a $10 Planet Fitness membership. and really do it and
Yep.
do what you need to do. So yes, it can be big and daunting, but understand like everybody doesn't have it like that either.
Yeah. And that's kind of how I was looking at it. So when I was like, fuck, this is really expensive. Then I was like, well, you got to step back. Like you've done plenty of like, I'd say I've done like 15 or 25Ks. And then now I just did a 10K. And like those barrier to entries, like you said, are just a pair of shoes in the beginning. And then you build and grow upon that. So as you find the justification to do those 5 and 10Ks, you're good to go to then start looking at that next tier of races or that next challenge that you want to do to advance in that. And by the time you start that process, you already got a couple pair of shoes that you can flip in and out. You already know that you got to start buying supplements. So I guess it's like anything in life. Like you start at ground zero, you build up to it, and then you start signing up for these bigger, obscure races that you didn't think that you would sign up for.
My brother was literally texting me about this race yesterday. He said, how's Freddie liking cycling? I was like, well, he signed up for a 70.3, so he's been liking it so far, but we'll see. He said, holy shit, that escalated quickly.
Yep. And before I forget, let's do a little fucking sponsor time, baby. First Form. You guys know the drill. www.firstform.com/DTI. Get your supplements. This is all Dylan and I fuel with. Got the beef sticks down below. I just started taking Omega as well. They call it Full Mega for the, I think it's like EHA and DHE or something like that. Fatty acids for like brain health and everything. So going to let you guys know what I think about those. But yeah, go there, get some swagger, get some supplements to fuel these type of races, this type of lifestyle. And if you guys have any questions or need recommendations, reach out to us because we'll be able to let you know about what supplements you should take for whatever you're training for.
The guy that I'm training for the marathon in New York, he's been taking it, and it's actually making, dude, this guy's times and heart rate in like 2 weeks is actually insane.
Let's go.
He was like texting me that he was struggling, and so I asked him, I was like, what are you doing before and after? Like, what are you doing during? And he was barely doing anything. And I knew that he got First Form because he'd hit me up about it, and he got stuff to fuel. So I'm like, you need to like have it with you. Mm-hmm. If you don't, you're gonna struggle. My brother and mom just did the same thing. I finally have them fueling during runs, especially they're like 7 miles, 8 miles for their long run already.
Mm-hmm.
And they were both like, we took it during, and it actually helped for like the last 3-4 miles. I didn't feel like I was dying. I'm like, guys, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But the marathon guy, I looked at his, I think like 11 miles like 2-3 weeks ago was like 15:45 pace.
Okay.
He did 14 this last week at like 11, and his heart rate was like 20 beats slower.
Dude, let's go.
I was like, how the fuck did you turn this around in 2 weeks?
That's crazy. Consistency.
Yeah.
That shit compounds. I was I've been thinking a lot lately because I feel as if when you're in your head the most of like, God, I'm not seeing change, or I don't feel good or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's like the turning point. And if you push through it, then that's when you'll see that mountain and you'll start going back down. And it's the ebbs and flows of it. But I feel like when in training, when you're like, my legs feel heavy, for instance, for like you right now. Struggling. But like pushing through that, I bet you in like a week or two, it's going to be like, holy shit.
I was thinking about it today because this morning sucked. But I also rolled straight out of bed into a run because I have to come here, go straight to work, then go straight to my other job.
Grind, baby.
Literally burning it at both ends right now. It's a lot. Like I am physically exhausted every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just feel like I'm about to collapse. And I know that it's like for a short period of time that it hopefully fucking slows down. But it's a lot right now.
Yeah.
But this last week I had to take like an unplanned deload. I didn't want to, but I never listened to my body. So I was like, all right, we'll listen. And I mean, I was still at almost 40 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So like I still had a decent week of mileage. It's not like I dropped into the 20s. I felt a little bit better yesterday. Today was heavy because I was tired. But I'm in my head about my paces aren't really where I want them to be right now, this and that. And it's not even... Last year, my paces were never at race pace, and I still hit the time I was going for. So, like, I'm in my head about it, but I'm trying to remind myself, like, last year was the same way. Like, you felt the same way, and then on race day, you showed up and did it. And you were hurt. At this point last year, it's probably right around when I got hurt. Maybe, like, a couple weeks
Oh, yeah,
after.
I forgot about that.
And so then I was just down mileage, like, the whole time.
Yeah.
So because I missed a lot of long runs before my taper, and I'm only a few more weeks out of taper. So it's getting there.
What day is race day?
November 9th. I think I'm 7 or 8 weeks out.
Okay. Are you disciplined and dialed on the outside factors outside of running like you want to be? I know we talked about it. Like sleep
is where I'm slacking, and it's because I literally have no choice. There's nothing I can do about it right now. There's nowhere to even sneak sleep in. I try to sleep extra on the weekends, but even then it's tough. This last weekend I had a fucking 9 a.m. meeting at Longhorn that I had to go to.
Damn.
And so I had to push my run later in the day.
Yep.
Because I wasn't about to get up early. I was like, I need to sleep. I need to sleep up until then and then go.
Yeah.
And then church, I had 7:50 call time. Got it again this week. So I got to go work the camera, and I'm like, jeez, I just need to sleep, man.
Do you think you can pull back on some of those other things now that you have this job to be able to?
The only other thing I pull back on is my second job. That's what it is. I go to my work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And this week I had to go to the office on Monday. I think next week it's going to make it better. I'm from home Monday and Friday. This week we start on Friday at home.
Okay.
So I think having those 2 days will make it easier because I can load some other stuff in there. So like for instance, we're going to record the podcast this weekend, which will help with that throughout the whole week because I'll edit them way ahead of time. Like over the weekend and Monday I can get them edited. We're good there. That's extra time I have then. Because my lifting's been tough right now. Like I'm like, where do I fit it in? At least Monday, Friday, I'm baking it in right now. Where I'm gonna do it on lunch.
Okay.
I'm just gonna lift on lunch Mondays and Fridays for sure. So I know I at least get 2 days.
Yeah.
Usually Wednesdays I'll run in the morning before work. Then after I'll lift.
Yep.
But that's the only day that I really have during the week. And Mandy's gone this weekend, so she's like, well, I'll cook dinner on Wednesday when you get home. I'm like, all right, cool. So like that's the only day that we even have time to hang out. So I'm like, well, I guess we're hanging out Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot on your plate. But like you said, it's a season right now. And that's one thing that we heard over and over again at the Do Hard Things conference. And I think that's very important to remember because I kind of feel that in a different way just with like traveling so much.
Yeah. I literally told Mandy yesterday, I said, I don't know how Freddie does it. I said, I could never travel that much.
Yeah. And so it's a lot. But again, remaining positive and knowing that like this isn't forever makes it a lot easier. And so it goes back to what I said that I wanted to touch on of just like subconsciously training your mind, because we could wake up every day with a piss poor attitude with, oh, I got to do that. Oh, I don't want to fucking do this, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, like what's that going to change and what is that going to do? And so for me, at least what I've been trying to do is like just remain positive and enjoy those like little moments more, whether it's enough time where you don't have a call and you can take a piss without having to fucking think about anything, or 10 minutes between a meeting and you go outside and walk the length of your driveway and back because that's all the time you have. Like those little things, whatever it is, enjoying lunch and like completely disconnecting, whatever that looks like, to kind of like slow things down, breathe a little deeper, and then just keep going, because it can get exhausting and it can derail us from reaching our goals. And so that's why I asked, like, how are you doing outside of the training? Like, are you focusing on things? Because again, we could be like, oh, work's over with, training's over with, so now I'm going to eat like shit, I'm going to drink, like whatever it looks like for whatever goals you have.
I don't even have that much time to be too off track right now.
Yeah. You have a lot on your plate.
But I do think that most people feel like, oh, you're just positive, but it's something you have to work towards.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't like you just wake up every day and it feels this way.
Yep.
You have to make a conscious effort. So yes, like the training and all that shit is subconscious. Like you get yourself in these habits and then it becomes that way. But positivity, it doesn't matter how positive you are, you still got to consciously make that effort.
Yeah.
No matter how many fucking times you do it, negativity always wants to win.
Yep. Negativity and fucking comments you see, negativity in your own lifestyle, negativity you give yourself. Question, do you do a good job of like putting things in buckets? And so what I mean by that is like when work is over, do you let that bleed over into your personal life by talking about it, bitching about it, anything like that?
I don't think I bitch about work that much.
Have you always been that way?
I wouldn't say always, but at least like the last 3 to 5 years.
Because one thing that my mom did really well, and I remember her saying this, is that when she walks into work, she leaves her personal life at the door, meaning she's not going in there and bitching about things that are happening or whatever. And then when work is done and she gets home, she doesn't bring work into the door. And dude, I remember like shortly before my mom was getting ready to retire, she was putting in like 60, 70, 80-hour weeks because of like COVID that was going on. Never complained about it. Even though like systems were this and blah, 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 like she would make little comments here and there, but that was one of the situations and like scenarios where you could get bogged down. You're starting at, I think they were starting at like 5 a.m. and finishing at like 7 or 8. My mom would get off of work and my aunt, luckily, since they live close to each other, would have dinner ready. So that way she could just go over there and eat and just breathe for a second. But she always did a very, very good job of leaving things at the door of that situation. And so I feel like I even try and take that practice into life without even realizing it. But I don't try and bitch much about work when it's over. My thing
is like, I don't want this work is literally that. It's work. I do this to pay the bills. Eventually, I want to do something I love to pay the bills. And that I'm not going to bitch about. So why am I going to bitch about this temporary time that's just to get me through to where I know I'm going to be at?
Yep. It's even like training and stuff like that. And I've been thinking about it. It's like,
that's a choice.
Even if training's hard, don't bitch about it.
No, you're choosing to do that.
Yeah.
No one's forcing you to do that. You're literally paying to do it, actually.
Yep. I got to ask, like, is 2 a days getting exhausting right now? And I'm like, no, it's good. I mean, it's still very early.
It can get exhausting, but that doesn't mean like you have to. Like I just said, I'm literally beat down, physically exhausted, but I try my best to like not outwardly portray that to everybody.
Yeah.
Like I obviously have people I'll talk to like, yo, I'm fucking beat today. But like it's not like, oh, I gotta fucking go do this and I gotta. It's like whatever. Like this is just what it is. Suck it up and get it done.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's all about prioritizing the things that are important and then filling the gaps with the other things that you have to do outside of that. So again, I mean, like you said in the beginning of this, imagine having kids on top of all this or something. So like we're blessed in that sense. And
the thing is that a lot of people can't do, like if you aren't already in this before you have kids, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck carving out the time.
Yep. I've been seeing so much on social media of like parents, dads, moms, whoever it is, outside like pushing the stroller when they're running and stuff like that. Dude, there was one guy who is like when you walk outside and you're the most fit dad on the block or whatever, and he's carrying like dumbbells and stuff. I'm like, that's what I want to strive for. That is what I want to do, and that is who I want to fucking live up and be like.
When we were at the expo for the 10K, did you see like they had like the strollers all set up?
Yeah.
We went over there and like Mandy was like looking at one of the things, and Lily's like, "Oh, are you pushing tomorrow?" And she's like, "He's not yet." I was like, "Relax,
chill."
But like I will 100% have a running stroller.
Yeah.
Like that's an easy way to just take your kid out and let them fall asleep.
I'm not going to commit to that yet, but I could see it trending that way.
All right. We got to wrap this thing up.
Okay. One last thing. You're right. We do have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
One last thing is I won't even go down there. I want to talk about being fit as a parent and like later on in life. So next week, we are going to talk about that and just why it's important to keep these healthy habits going.
Because we are both parents.
No, we're not. To establish them young and work on them daily, whether you're young or old, I guess. But start as young as you can, meaning start today, build on those, grow on those, and keep pushing in life. No matter where you are, what stage, direction it's going, know that it's a season, know that it will pass and things will get better. And they'll continue to enhance. So proud of you. Kiss your mama's forehead. That's all we got for you today. It's home.
Peace.